Hi, in this series we are going to continue the yesterday's video, that is fifth series of UPSC 2023 Prelims Simplified series. So actually as per our timetable today we have to discuss mains topic, but since we can't continue yesterday's topic we are going to continue yesterday's prelims topic. So before going to the topics, let us discuss yesterday's topic, right? So students who are located in Palakkad can avail offline courses for UPSC, KAS, Kerala PSC as well as SSC examinations. Students can contact us through this mobile number as well as this email ID, right? So yesterday we have discussed about domestic systematically important banks and the banks like SBA, ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank. These banks are given status of domestic systematically important banks by RBI. Those banks who have assets which exceed 2% of GDP are considered as the domestic systematically important banks. And next topic is carbon capture and storage. This is constructed by Norway in the North Sea island coast, right? So there are three steps here. First is capturing, then transporting, then storing it in the underground. Then the third topic is Airtel Payments Bank is a scheduled bank. So Airtel Payments Bank has been given the status of scheduled bank, and scheduled bank consists of scheduled banks are in which are included in the second schedule to the RBI Act 1934. It consists of both commercial as well as cooperative banks, and benefits of being a scheduled banks are it becomes eligible for debts and loans from the RBI. It requires membership of clearinghouse as well as it gets a discount of first class exchange bills from the RBI. Then fourth topic we discussed is innovation roadmap of the mission integrated biorefineries at Global Clean Energy Forum. It was launched by India and the partners are Brazil, Canada, UK as well as European Commission. It aims to fill the void of identifying the gaps and challenges in the current biorefining value chains, prioritizing eight key sectors. And these eight key sectors are here. We have discussed eight key sectors comes under support RDD, research, development and demonstration, accelerating pilots and demonstrations, improving policy and market conditions. Next topic we discussed is PM Mitra. Here PM Mitra, the conditions for selecting a sites are connectivity to the site which gives 25% existing ecosystem for textiles, availability of utility services at the sites and state industrial bar textile policy as well as environmental and social impact. Government has also given competitive incentive support provision of rupees 300 crore per park for incentivizing manufacturing unit alone, right? So other government initiatives for the textile industries are amended technology upgradation fund scheme, national textiles technical textiles mission. Yesterday I have discussed what is meant by technical textiles mission. Then productive linked incentive scheme for the textiles, right? Then we have discussed about hybrid power plant, which is commissioned by Adani Green, which consists of both solar as well as the wind power plant, right? And Kabil. Kabil comes is a joint venture of three companies. That is, three companies are central public sector enterprises. Those are National Aluminium Company Limited, Hindustan Copper Limited, as well as Mineral Exploration Company Limited, right? And their job is to identify and acquire overseas mineral assets of critical and strategic nature such as lithium, cobalt, nickel, copper, neodymium, other rare metals, etc. Already Kabul has signed engagement with the countries like Australia, Argentina, Bolivia and Chile, right? And you can see the what are the critical minerals as well as what are the strategic minerals. So rare earths comes under the strategic minerals. Here, 16th one. Rare earth comes under strategic minerals. Diamond also comes under strategic minerals. Copper, silver. These are strategic means those have very high importance. It will be there in only few places, and it will be of prime importance for the technology and development. Right? For example, consider the rare earths. Rare earth materials are used for the semiconductor manufacturing, and nowadays semiconductor manufacturing is at the top of the science or top of the technological level. So strategically we have to acquire those rare earths. So it is known as strategic minerals. Critical minerals are minerals which we don't have in our India enough. Those are known as critical minerals. It may be critical mineral in our country, but it may not be critical mineral in another country. But strategic minerals are maximum common in all countries, except few countries. Few countries have a large reservoir of these minerals, so that doesn't come under strategic mineral for that countries. You have to understand that difference, right? Then we have discussed about the dark sky reserve. India's first dark sky reserve is established in Ladakh. The place is Hanle at Changtang Wildlife Sanctuary. What are the properties of Changtang Wildlife Sanctuary? It have a cloudless skies, as well as it has low atmospheric water vapor, which makes one of the best sites in the world for astronomical observations. Other sites, other telescopes at IAO, means Indian Astronomical Observatory, Himalaya Chandra Telescope, High Energy Gamma Ray Telescope, Major Atmospheric Chernikov Experiment Telescope, as well as growth. So you can see Changtang Wildlife Sanctuary is located in Ladakhi Changtang Plateau. It is home to the highest lake on earth, Somerili. So in prelims they can ask, where is Somerili located? In which wildlife sanctuary Somerili is located? You have to say that it is located in Changtang Wildlife Sanctuary. It is also believed to include the world's highest village. World's highest village. Note down the point. Not India's highest village, world's highest village, Korzok village. It consists of snow leopard, Tibetan wolf, wild deer, barrel, brown bear, etc. So you can see where is this Hanle Reservoir located, right? Hanle Reservoir is located in Ladakh. It consists of Himalaya Chandra Telescope, ARFI, Aerosol Observatory. Aerosol means it will be observing the particles in the air, right? It is located over the Mount Saraswati. So this is Mount Saraswati. Now we are going to the today's topics, BrahMos. So we have know that Philippines have signed a $375 million deal for the BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles. So this topic comes under two classifications. One is for international relations with the Philippines, and another one is science for BrahMos missile. I think in last mains UPSC mains they have asked about the technical details of BrahMos missile. So we have to understand the technical details of BrahMos missile also. So BrahMos is a universal long supersonic cruise missile. Supersonic means it exceeds the speed of the sound, which can be launched from land, sea, as well as air against surface and sea-based targets. BrahMos is a joint collaboration between India as well as Russia. The organization which works for BrahMos from India is DRDO, and Russia is NPO Mashinostenio. Right? Name represents Brahmaputra and Moscow rivers. From the both the Brahmaputra as well as Moscow rivers, the name BrahMos came. You can see from Brahmaputra they have taken the Brahma, and from Moscow they have taken the Moscow BrahMos. It is a two-stage missile. And this point is very important. Its technical specification. It is a two-stage missile with a solid propellant booster engine as first stage and liquid ramjet at second engine. So consider this as your missile, BrahMos missile, right? So here, first stage will be solid booster. In order to give initial thrust from the launching pad, first fuel will be solid booster, then the second fuel will be your liquid ramjet, right? It operates at fire and forget principle, means if you just launch the missile, then you don't have to worry about it. It will correctly go and launch at the particular point where we have to target. So the range of missile was originally capped at 290 km as per the obligations of MTCR. Following the India's entry in MTCR in 2016, it was decided to extend the range to 450 km and to 600 km at a later stage. So we have to study the MTCR, Missile Technology Control Region. I will be taking this in separate video, right? In MTCR. So before MTCR, India's BrahMos missiles range was till 290 kilometers. After signing MTCR, India's missile range was extended to 450 kilometers and later to 600 kilometers respectively. Right. So what are the other similar missile systems? Chinese HE-1 is a supersonic missile, right? And in United States they use Tomahawk missiles. And Israel also use such type of supersonic missiles. The missile's name is Seabreaker, right? Russia also uses, apart from BrahMos, Russia also uses another type of supersonic missiles, P-800 Onyx or Yakshon, right? They are using these missiles in Ukraine war. You can verify that. So BrahMos. BrahMos consists of technical details of BrahMos. First stage is solid fuel rocket booster. Second stage is liquid fueled ramjet engine. The range is 500 kilometers. An air platform for 400 kilometers. Flight ceiling is 15 kilometers. Flight altitude is sea skimming as low as 3 meter. So speed is Mach 3. Mach 1 is the speed of sound. So Mach 3 means 3 times the speed of sound. So we are moving on to the next topic, Montreal Protocol. So International Day for the Preservation of Ozone Layer was celebrated. So from the first sentence itself, you would have understood why we are celebrating this Montreal Protocol. Nowadays we are discussing the more about climate change, right? So at the starting, we are concerned about the ozone layer depletion. Even now that ozone layer depletion is taking place, but steps have been taken to reduce this ozone layer depletion. So one of the important steps to reduce the ozone layer depletion is Montreal Protocol. So we have celebrated the International Day for Preservation of Ozone Layer on 16th of September, 2 months back. Theme for 2022 Montreal Protocol at 35, Global Cooperation Protecting Life on Earth, recognizing impact of Montreal Protocol on climate change and need to force global cooperation to address climate changes. About Montreal Protocol in 1985. So you have to understand this Montreal Protocol or this ozone layer depletion was discussed in 1985 itself. When was the COP summit took place? COP summit took place in 1995 at Berlin. First COP summit took place at Berlin. The basement of COP summit was 1992's Earth summit or Rio summit, right? So before that itself, we have been discussing about this ozone layer depletion. In 1985, world's government adopted Vienna Convention for the protection of ozone layer. Under the convention, Montreal Protocol 1987. So the first step taken for the reducing the ozone layer depletion is Vienna Convention. Under the Vienna Convention, we signed Montreal Protocol in 1987, where government, scientists, and industry worked together to cut out 99% of ozone depleting substances. So, how is this ozone layer getting depleted? Some materials from Earth which is harmful for the ozone is going towards the atmosphere, and there this ozone is getting depleted due to these substances are known as ozone depleting substances. It is the only UN treaty ever that has been ratified by all 198 United Nations member states. So this is one of the very important point, which is one of the UN treaty which has been ratified by all UN members. If they ask this question and they give four protocols or four treaties, you have to sign, you have to tick the correct answer. That is Montreal Protocol. Or UN treaty, that is Montreal Protocol. India became party to the Montreal Protocol in 1992 and have successfully met phase out targets of all ODS as per Montreal Protocol schedule. So as of now, we are studying in the COP summit that for as of now, we have to reduce this percentage of global carbon emissions. Within this year, we have to completely stop the carbon emissions, that is to zero level of carbon emissions. Similarly, during that 1987 Montreal Protocol, they have discussed that uh, till this year we have to phase out this amount of ozone depleting substances. Then afterwards we have to increase our target to reduce more amount of ozone depleting substances. So Montreal Protocol led to this deep replacement of chlorofluorocarbons with hydrofluorocarbons, which do not destroy the ozone layer but are extremely potent in causing global warming. So what are those ozone depleting substances? Those ozone depleting substances are chlorofluorocarbons. So you have to note down this point. So at the first stage of this Montreal Protocol was to replace these chlorofluorocarbons materials, right? This sorry, my pen is not working properly. This chlorofluorocarbons material with the hydrofluorocarbon materials. So you have to note down this point. The first step of Montreal Protocol was to replacement of chlorofluorocarbon material with a hydrofluorocarbon material. This hydrofluorocarbon which do not destroy the ozone layer, but they are also danger in global warming. Recognizing the growth in the use of hydrofluorocarbons, so in this Montreal Protocol, they have said that to encourage the use of hydrofluorocarbons. So afterwards, the technology or the organizations or the important industries started to replace the hydrofluorocarbons due to this Montreal Protocol. So, recognizing the growth in the use of HFCs, parties to the Montreal Protocol reached agreement in 2016, that is in Kigali, Rwanda, to mandate the elimination of HFCs as well. So, as per the first step, they have used the they have reduced the use of chlorofluorocarbons and instead they have started to use hydrofluorocarbons. But you have to understand that this hydrofluorocarbon is also danger to the global warming. It is not danger to the ozone depletion, but it is also danger to the global warming. But we can't say it is not fully danger to the fully not problem to the ozone layer depletion. Maybe we can say that a small amount of hydrofluorocarbon is also problematic to the ozone depletion. So next step of Montreal Protocol is taken in the Kigali, Rwanda to mandate the elimination of HFC also. So second step is to eliminate the use of hydrofluorocarbons. India approved the ratification of Kigali Amendment to the Montreal Protocol in 2021, that is last year. About ozone and ozone depleting substances. Ozone layer is a fragile shield of gas, protects the earth from the harmful portion of rays of sun, thus helping to preserve the life on the earth. Man-made chemicals that have provided most of the chlorine and bromine for the ozone depletion are methyl bromide, methyl chloroform, carbon tetrachloride, and the families of chemicals known as halogens, CFCs, and hydrofluorofluorocarbons HCFC, CFC, HCFC, methyl bromide, methyl chloroform, carbon tetrachloride, and families of halogens, CFC, and HCFC. Now, next topic is regional cyber security. So, first Colombo Security Conclave virtual workshop was conducted on the place Colombo. In the statement itself, it has been given. Before that, this Colombo Security Conclave Conference was called as National Security Advisor Level Trilateral Meeting on the maritime security of 2011. So in 2011 itself we have conducted this meeting, but the name was something different. It was known as National Security Advisor Level Trilateral Meeting. And the main members of this National Security Advisor Level Trilateral Meeting are India, Sri Lanka, and Maldives, right? And the observing members are Bangladesh, Mauritius, as well as Seychelles. So there are 6 members. You have to understand India, Sri Lanka, and Maldives. So consider this as the map of India. India, Sri Lanka, as well as Maldives. So these three are the members of National Security Level trilateral meeting. Then this meeting has been changed to the name First Colombo Security Conclave Virtual Workshop. After here, Bangladesh, right, Mauritius, and Seychelles Islands also are the members, but they are like the observing members, right? It helps member nations to build capacity on common security threats effectively through its four pillars of cooperation: maritime, safety, and security. So you can see maximum countries are located on the Indian Ocean. So they will be maximum concerned about the Indian Ocean security, so maritime security and safety. Then these countries are affected with terrorism and radicalization. Right? We have seen in the Sri Lanka also, we have seen in the Mauritius also, we have seen in the Maldives also. The second pillar of cooperation is terrorism and radicalization. Then trafficking and organized crime, and final one is cyber security and protection. So it is easy to understand. First one is, since these countries are located on the Indian Ocean, they will be concerned about the maritime safety and the security. Then these countries are affected by the terrorism and radicalization. Third topic is trafficking and organized crime, that is also present in these countries. And final topic is the most relevant topic in the today's world: cyber security and protection of the critical infrastructure. So like this regional security national advisor level security trilateral security meeting, there are also some other meetings like Pacific Cyber Security Operational Network, then Singapore ASEAN Cyber Security Center of Excellence, Yaksha and EU ASEAN Partnership. And in 2016, Singapore initiated a ASEAN Cyber Security Program, and the newly launched ASEAN Japan Cyber Security Building Capacity in Bangkok are both meant to address the obstacle of ASEAN coalition on cyber related issues. So there is also more organizations in the world which is working for this security level um, dialogue, right? Now we are moving on to the next topic, Stockholm Convention. The first topic we discussed is Montreal Protocol. Now this is also one of the static type of fusions, but it is also involved in the current affairs. So Montreal is related to ozone, and this Stockholm Convention is related to persistent organic pollutants, POP. So 18th meeting of Persistent Organic Pollutants Review Committee on Stockholm was held recently. This committee concluded its review of 4 of 5 channels under construction. It recommended listing of D-chlorine plus, flame retardant, and UV-238 stabilizer under Annex A of Stockholm Convention. So what is D-chlorine plus? We have seen as fire extinguisher. It comes when the fire extinguisher is working, it will release a fog like materials, right? So these fog like materials contains the chemical known as dichlorine plus and UV238. UV238 is a material used for cleaning bacteria, virus, like that. So the committee recommended the use of dichlorine plus and UV238 under Annex A of Stockholm Convention. Stockholm Convention is regarding POP, persistent organic pollutants. So, on medium chain chlorinated paraffins, flame retardant, and long chain perfluorocarboxylic acids, risk management evaluations will be prepared for the consideration of next committee meeting. So, these um, dechlorine plus and UV238 comes under Annex A, and next level is medium chain, that is medium level. On that medium level, they are considering to put um, chlorinated paraffins, long chain perfluorocarboxylic acids, and their risk management evaluations are taking place or research is taking place. On chloropyrifos pesticide, committee decided to defer its consideration of the draft risk profile. So on chloropyrifos, they have decided to take it out of the risk profile. So you have to understand these chemicals also. Maybe they will ask in the which of these organic matters comes under the persistent organic pollution of Stockholm Conventions. You have to answer. Dechlorine plus comes under this. UV238 comes under this. Others are under the evaluation. So you don't have to study. So you have to study this. Also, chloropyrifos doesn't comes under this consideration. Committee decided to defer its consideration of draft risk profile. So, what is Stockholm Convention? It is a global treaty to protect human health and environment from the persistent organic pollutions. Persisting organic pollutions are the chemical substances that persist in the environment for a long period, bioaccumulate in the living organism, adversely affect human health, environment, and have a property of long-range environment. It is a legally binding. So this point is very important. This Stockholm Convention is legally binding. India ratified the Stockholm Convention in 2006. Minister of Environment has notified the regulation of crop rules in 2018 under Environmental Protection Act 1986. So, what are the other hazardous chemicals and waste conventions? Basel Convention on control of transboundary movements of hazardous waste and their disposal. So, we have seen in many movies, right? Um, Developed countries will be producing many hazardous materials as a waste material. They will not be disposing their waste materials in their countries because they have many rules, and these organizations will export these waste materials to developing or underdeveloped countries. So, in order to avoid this type of trafficking of waste materials, Basel Convention came up. So, Basel Convention is on control of transboundary movements of hazardous waste and their disposal, adopted in 1988, 89 itself. Then Rotterdam Convention on prior informed consent procedure for certain hazards, chemicals and pesticides in international trade, adopted in 1990. So, Rotterdam Convention is about now a country is producing a pesticide A. This pesticide A may be useful for plants that is present in the country X. It does not harm the environment here. But when the same pesticide A is exported to the country Y, maybe here these plants will not adopt this pesticide A, and the um, environment will be polluted. So before exporting pesticide A to the country Y, X has to make a conference, or X and Y has to decide whether this has to be exported to Y. If Y objects, X should not transport it to the country Y. So this is what Rotterdam Convention. Rotterdam Convention on prior informed consent. Y has to be informed priorly before exporting from country X to Y for certain hazardous chemicals and pesticides in international trade, adopted in year 1998. So this is all for today. Yesterday we have left some topics, so today I have decided to cover these topics only. I have covered these topics. Thank you. Have a good day.